Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge Lines Forever. Today I have a 7v7 custom match here on the most amazing Noxus map generator on Chaos Saturday. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players. We'll start with Team 1 in the Northwest, and we'll end with Team 2 in the Southeast. We'll start with Team 1's pretty much isolated player in the Southwest. We have in Chevy Crimson, and is Johnny Jr. He's playing as an Aeon for this match as a 1400. Moving on northeastwardly with the three tightly packed players, it is Frost Monster playing as a Cybran and Tropical Ocean Blue as a 1300. I think he's usually in Snow White, but maybe Blarg beat him to the punch in this match. To the northeast, we have an Amethyst Purple. It is average Smurf Enjoyer playing as a Cybran as well. He is a 1600. To his northeast, in the light oak tan color of a UEF, it is Ryfoon, I think is how you say his name. He is a 1700. He's also the Team 1's highest rated player. And rounding out the front line in orange color orange, it is the UEF of Rick. He is a 1300. Moving on to the back line, probably one of the two regular slot players here for Team 1. It is Randy Savage as a UEF as well. He is an 1100. And rounding out the back line, we have in Emerald Green, it is Desautokraut playing as an Aeon. He is a 1500. So for Team 1 side of the map, they have 3 UEF, which means they also have 2 Cybrans and then 2 Aeons with 0 Seraphim for Team 1. Moving on to Team 2 Southwestern player and the pretty much all by himself slot, it is Zelda Fanboy playing as a Cybran for this match in Pac-Man Yellow as a 1400. I think aptly colored given the fact that Triforce is yellow and whatnot. To his northeast and Barbie Pink, it is Amaterasu. He is a UEF for this match as an 1100. In the middle here for Team 2 in Regal Purple, it is Dead Six. He's playing as a Cybran for this match as a 1500. And rounding out the middle of Team 2's lineup in Rust, it is the Cybran as well of Big Bang. He is an 1800. He is the highest rated player on Team 2 and in the game overall. And in Snow White, we have the northeastern player of Blarg. He is a UEF. He is a 1300. Moving on to the rear guard air slots here for Team 2 in forest green. The best color, of course, it is Hyper 2001, playing as the one and only Seraphim as of the match as an 1100. And then rounding out Team 2, we have in lightish red pink, it is Rekather playing as a Cybran. He is a 1500. I do think also that is his customary color. Same thing with Hyper 2001. And for Team 2 side of the map, in terms of their faction makeup, again, they have the one and only Seraphim, but they do have two UEF. I can count, I promise. And then they have 4 Cybrans. That's a lot of Cybrans. And then 0 Aeon, and then again the one and only Seraphim of the match being Hyper 2001. So on Team 2, they're missing the Aeon tech. Team 1, Team 2, yeah, missing Aeon. Team 1, they're missing Seraphim, which means all of the factions are represented in the game, just not on each team. And for these 14 players on the map, let's take a look at their reclaim situation. Currently sitting at 15,000 mass and reclaim. We'll actually round it down a little bit to make the math easier in my head, meaning about 1,000 mass per player. The bulk of that reclaim, there's a huge hotspot here in the Southwest. There's just 1,000 right there, and then a 700 right next to it. So I'd say about 2.5K or so right there in the Southwest. Northeast, there's a large splattering of reclaim up here. 600, 300, 675, 450. There's a ton of stuff up there. So pretty much the hotbed of reclaim is here and here. And then bar that, a little bit of reclaim in the backline, but nothing too much beyond that. I'll zoom in just for a second before we go over mexes, because it looks like somebody might be trading blows between Team 1's average Smurf Enjoyer and Team 2's Dead Six. The purple players are having a spat about how the color looks on their Cybran commanders. No faction advantages one way or the other between those two players. In terms of extra mexes on the map, we'll take a look at Team 2 side of the match this time. There is a Trimix position here, another one here. Looks like there's another one here, and then another one there. I think I grabbed all the ones on the front line, I believe. Yes. There's one of the... actually, that's his main base. No, actually, no. No, that is a Trim Expedition in the back line for Team 2 is Rekather, and I think that's the only one in the back line. Oh, no, there's another one back here. Never mind. So pretty much everybody gets one on the front line. I think bar the middle players on the front line. So 6 out of 7, that's a good percentage considering. So a little bit of expansion. Not a whole lot. It is a desert after all, but it's not that bad. We do see Gunstar for Team 1's player Frost Monster, again, on the more western side of the middle. And in terms of faction distribution, in terms of UEF, not UEF, I keep saying the wrong thing. In terms of ACU distribution, comm distribution, bunch of acronyms and whatnot in this game. There is 1v1 between Johnny Jr. and Zelda, and then we're going to see probably Rekather versus Frost Monster, maybe assisted by Amaterasu. Players in the middle. What are you seriously playing tic-tac-toe right now? That might just be the thumbnail. What you have? I was gonna say you have to move on. No, not kidding. They are literally playing tic-tac-toe in the middle of the match because why not? I guess. Anyway, so they're hanging out in the middle of the match, not shooting at one another. Northeastern side 1v1 between Rick and Blarg, and then it's gonna be Ryfoon versus Big Bang on the more mid-east section. And we do see a little bit of skirmishing going down the southwest Trim Expedition. Lost for Zelda and then grabbed right back. Still started for Frost Monster after the gun upgrade. I think I mentioned Rick's gun upgrade, maybe not. We don't see any movement out of the back line for Team 1. We do see some movement outbound from Team 2's back line. Hyper's going northward and then Rekather's going westward. We do see, again, oh yeah, look at this. Oh, that is very hard to see. It's very hard to tell which color is which. I don't know if they're... It's really hard to tell. Yeah, really hard to tell what color each one is just because... Oh my goodness, this is... Out of all the things that they could be doing with their commanders, shooting at one another, getting reclaim, assisting with upgrades or something themselves or whatnot, they're playing tic-tac-toe in the middle of the desert. Because why not? Why not have a game within a game at this point? But, anyway. Gun started for Big Bang there on the eastern half of the middle. We do see a couple of some skirmishing between forces from Team 1 and the Combat Rekather. Overcharge wipes away that nice little tinfoil Aurora there. And it looks like that's going to be the end of that little engagement from Team 1's Johnny Jr. We've crossed almost 9 minutes on the clock. Eco's about the same, little bit in favor for Team 2, but this early, there's a lot of skirmishing. Again, it's a pretty much a big open map bar, I say, this northeastern corner of the map. So not really a lot of geographical impediments for these players. It's almost just a flat map with a couple of dots. And it looks like somebody did win the tic-tac-toe match in the middle, I think. That would make Average being the, he would be the X's, and then Dead 6 is the O's. It looks like he won right there. And you can kind of see it a little bit better. Once I zoom in, like the purple just mixes together, but you can kind of see who drew what wall sections there. That's just funny to me. Maybe that'll be indicative of who wins the game. Let me know down in the comments. Again, Team 1's Average Smurf and Joy wins the tic-tac-toe match between himself and Dead 6, Team 2. Being represented by Dead 6. We do see gun started for Amaterasu in the west. Couple of some forces assisting Johnny Jr. of eliminating that Team 1 PD emplacement. And the Furfurs actually get a little bit too close. They could have stayed back. They did eventually wipe out the PD, but they did take some losses there. Maybe unnecessarily. But we do see gun stealth started, not done, but inbound from Frost. Gun going to be probably spammed about quickly as possible. Units are flooding the zone to intercept comm of Frost Monster, almost 50% and climbing for Amaterasu. He probably will just need the gun to assist. Again, it's stealth, so it puts him at about an even hit point advantage just because the Team 1 veterancy is giving him a little bit more advantage there. 1 star, not Team 1. I always want to say Team 1 for some reason. Rick engaging the forces of Blarg on the eastern side. Looks like a wall section is being established by Team 1. There and there it looks like. We see Big Bang pushing in that way. It looks like Hyper's going to assist this way. Looked like he was going to go the more mid-east section. He's going to go on the northeastern side now. And the gun upgrade is done for Amaterasu. He's going to start pushing in against Frost. We do see more units inbound from Frost. Do we see any T2 units inbound yet? Looks like it's just T1 spam as of right now. Keeping track of where everybody else is. I don't know if they're engaging in the middle of the map. Are they still not shooting at one another? Where are they? No, they're just playing it. They're playing again. Because why not? They're just playing again. I don't even know what to do with those two right now. Just sitting there playing tic-tac-toe. You could just play tic-tac-toe. We're like, no, we want to play tic-tac-toe in FAF. Because why not? It's like there's a couple of games recently that I've played that have another game in them. And it's almost like, I'll just play that game instead of the game that I'm actually playing. I think I played Dave the Diver, if you're familiar with that one. And it has Balatro in it a little bit. It's a very, like, small, really scaled down version. But I was playing that for a little bit. I'm like, I'm playing Balatro, which I also own in another game that I own. But I'll just play Dave the Diver, because why not? A gun started here for Johnny Jr. on the western side. T2 started for Amaterasu. Actually, that's record. That's Amaterasu pushing in with that gun upgrade. T2's almost done on the way here for... Who's that? That's Ryfoon. Gun started for Hyper. And if we know anything about Hyper, he's probably going to go for some nukes, probably about the 25, 26-minute mark. So I'll try to keep track of that. Also, note T3 air is online for Team 2 and for Team 1, both in the regular slots for Team 1, not in the second one for Team 2, but he is working on it right now. Range started here for Team 1's John Jr. after the speed upgrade. Rector about 30% done with that T2 upgrade. In the east, gun almost done. Gun almost done as well for Ryfoon. So it's gun stealth versus gun T2. So hit point additions for both of those players. Still puts Team 1 in the driver's seat in terms of total hit points, but not by much. It's only 800. Team 1 PD is not going to help things a little bit. Big Bang might want to focus on that for a second. And he's going to drop maybe into the yellow because that Team 1 PD. He should be fine, though. We do see a lot of momentum for Rick on this eastern front, but we might see a possible pincer from Team 2's commanders of Blarg and Hyper. We'll just have to keep track of that. Nano repair started here for Amaterasu, and we do see that nano repair is now done. Speaking of which, nano repair is now started for Frost Monster as well. Are they trading blows now? It looks like they're deconstructing the wall section. Maybe it looks like it was a Cats game or something. I don't know who actually won the match. Actually, it's kind of hard to tell even on the minimap just because it's just a small section of it. We do see shots being traded between Ryfoon and Big Bang. Big Bang losing hit points, dropping into the yellow. We haven't had a calm kill yet, or even a departure at 13 minutes on the clock. We have Rhinos engaging the pillars, and Big Bang dropping about 50%. He's at 2-star vet now, so it's really keeping him alive. Looks like he's going to throw forces at Team 1 to try to secure that escape route. Western side, we do see Johnny Jr. continuing to push against the frontline base not being established and maintained and whatnot for Team 2's. Zelda, no upgrades here for Zelda. Definitely might need some assistance. Also has T2 air going for Renegades. And has some Rhinos, of course, being produced as customary. I do see Team 2's comms have now joined together, but Rick has retreated. We do see a nice little Titan in there. So T3 land is now proliferating the map for both teams, just starting to make their appearances and whatnot. Gun started for Dead. Gun started for Smurf. And I kind of sense a mirror situation going down here shortly. Do see a T2 PD trying to secure a little bit of reclaim, but Big Bang is here. He's not going to let that happen. Overcharge kills off a couple of units behind Ryfoon. Same thing. They're targeting the units, getting veterancy. It's 1-star versus 2. The advantage for Team 2 in terms of hit points. No, it's still Team 1. And western side, Johnny Jr. continuing to push in. There is a Renegade running around. We see some interceptors flying around for him, and also from the Sauerkraut. Almost said Dr. Sauerkraut, but the Sauerkraut. He's just, again, trying to get probably rid of those ASFs and use them for something rather than just control K them and scoop up the reclaim. Stealth started for Zelda in kind of a not great position in terms of anything near him. He has a Viper and a couple of other Medusa, but really nothing by the comm itself. Might be a snipe opportunity for Team 1, or even just a running over opportunity. Still started for average, but no upgrade started for Dead 6. Northeastern side, again, that Titan coming in handy a little bit. Again, it's good. It's dead now. Never mind. Sorry for caster cursing you there, Titan. But those rapid fire units really thinning out the herd from Team 1. It's a lot of spam. Looks like T3 has been started. I don't see a lot of T2 units at all, so it looks like he went straight for T3. And yeah, I don't see I don't see pillars or anything in there, which means these units could probably just run by that entire northeastern section if they're given the command to do so. Looks like wall sections, because why not from Team 2? We even have a nice little multicolored one over here to the west. Is that one reclaiming the wall section? Oh, it looked like it was. Why are you reclaiming the wall section that you pretty much built already? Zelda almost done with their stealth upgrade. Nano repair started here for average. It looks like that 6 is not really falling back yet. It does have T3 land online, producing some brick walls to act as a more mobile wall instead of a stationary one. Forces from Frost Monster trying to slip by Team 2's defenses, but the Team 2 sees them. So that's not really going to work. A gun upgrade has been started for Zelda. Usually it's the other way around. It's gun then stealth, but, you know, I guess if both of them get done without any issue, then it's not really a problem which order they go in. Depends, I guess, if you're going for Rash, you might want to build Rash first and then everything else, but, you know, it just maybe depends on what you're really looking for at the moment. Big Bang, gun, stealth, Rifun, gun, T2, 2-star versus 2-star. Still advantage for Team 1, though, in terms of total hit points. And Nano Repair is progressing quite nicely for Smurf. Zelda's done with the gun. He might fall south to move in to intercept Johnny Jr.'s comm. Oh, a little bit of lag there for a second, weirdly. You see a couple of blazes, a couple of asylums. Not a lot of flak, not a lot of AA at all. Might be exploited by Team 2 here shortly. A couple of Harbingers are inbound. We'll give some nice veterancy for Zelda. He's almost at, or is, oh, he's almost at 1-star veterancy. Stealth started now for Dead 6 in the middle, and engagements in the east. It's hyper dropping about 50%, but he is at 2-star vet, so he is surviving that way. A couple of pillars were mixed in there, so we did get some T2 units online. Looks like he's producing them maybe out of this facility. Yep. Asylums, not asylums, but parashields also mixed in. No Percy's yet for Team 2's Blarg. I feel like that should be transitioned to at some point, but he's just going for more the rapid fire, faster moving unit. But we do see Team 1's Rifun getting pushed back. It's a lot of engagements with the forces in this game with the commanders, but no real deaths yet, which I say that, and it is a 7v7, and someone's going to die. Speaking of dying, Zelda dropping hit points fairly rapidly. We have a couple of tank Obsidians. We have a Harbinger here. Zelda's at 2-star vet. Maybe might grab a third if he kills off the Harbinger, but I don't think so. Zelda, does get the Harbinger kill, now up to 3 and back in the yellow. We do see some forces now moving in to intercept to assist Zelda with that engagement. He just needs to keep falling back. There are some forces from Frost to watch out for, but as long as he kind of moves more at a, kind of this angle rather than that eastward angle, he should be fine. It looks like he's going to try to intercept them. And I keep hearing explosions. I keep thinking somebody's dying, but no one's dying yet. And then in the north, we do see Rifun intercepting that remaining force from Big Bang with a couple of those more fast-moving Percys, but there is the fast-moving Titans, but there is a Percy there as well. T3 air expansion for Team 2, and T3 air as well for Rekethur. Team 1, same thing in the north. I don't see any other T3 air. We have T2 air for some Janus, it looks like. And then we have gunship. Now going for T3, so Zelda going to go for T3. Maybe probably go for the T3 Whaler gunships is probably what he's thinking. And we do see those rhinos are moving at the same speed as the other rhinos. So it's just, if it's slight angle, might catch up to something, but it's going to take a little bit of time. A couple of T2 mexes. Looks like they're going to die, actually, for Rekethur. Team 1 PD being built now. I highly doubt he'll be able to build enough defenses to, defend against those rhinos. So that'll be 6, 8, essentially 12 mass a second killed. Not 6, 8, 6, 12, 18 mass a second. Nano repair started here for Hyper. Going to get his hit points back up into the green. Look at his split. He's almost on 3-star vet, though, so just needs like 1 or 2 more kills to get to that nice star pin to either his chest plate or his leg. Ever since I've played Death Stranding, all I'm thinking about is when you 5-star zone, you get the little star, and he puts it on his, essentially his thigh. So I'm like, just put it on his leg. That's a good place to put it. Anyway, a couple of Janus over the top going after Big Bang's forces. His comm, again, he doesn't have nano. He does reach in at 36, though, so it's better than, obviously, standard commander, so it's maybe not worth it to go after him unless you have a ton of Janus or anything else in the air. We do see these little Titans are doing exactly that. They're pushing in and going around Rick's forces. I would presume maybe, no, it's just engineers right now. No Percy's yet. Is that a strat bomber around here somewhere? Is that a T2 T2 naval headquarters? Is he really doing big boat, small pond? He is really doing big boat, small pond. That is a very small pond. He might just kill that off. There's one destroyer there. Looks like there is a cruiser starting to be built. I think that could have been a cruiser. Maybe that was a destroyer, but that destroyer's not long for this world. It looks like there's only so much room to escape to. Yeah, they're not. He's not going anywhere. That T2 naval headquarters probably not going to live much longer. Ooh, missile inbound from Team 2's Amaterasu. Not from the comp, but from the TAC missile launcher. Is it actually going to strike the commander? Shield has been started for Johnny. He's going to get hit for a bunch of damage. Looks like, what was that, 6,000, a little bit under 6,000 damage to the comm. Another missile soon to be inbound. It is the Aloha. So he's saying hello and goodbye. Shield has been canceled, so it cancels that upgrade. Nice grab there. At a bare minimum, it does force him to restart somewhere else. T2 Navy is going to be dealt with here shortly. Attack missile is, do not tell me you're going to try to, no, you're not trying to intercept the comm. That'd be crazy to do. It has happened for sure. Have I casted that match? Maybe. But, I mean, the percent, like the amount of games, the amount of time this game has been played, somebody has definitely tack sniped somebody with a standard just stationary attack missile launcher while they were moving. Definitely 100%. Now, how many times has that happened? Probably low, but still, just the amount of games, the amount of permutations, it's got to happen at some point. Like a missile hitting a strat bomber, it's just got to happen at some point. Another missile strikes a nice little T2 mechs. Team 1's eco is starting to just slowly pull away from Team 2 in terms of it. In terms of the game, it's a 7v7 game, so that percentage, yeah, it's about 150. We'll say maybe 200 in favor for Team 1, but that's split between 7 players. So if we actually up it to 8, that's only 25 mass a second when we up it to 8. So it's about 35 or so. It's not. It's essentially a T2 mech, T3 mechs, and just a little bit. It's not that big of a deal. It does make a difference, and in terms of Zelda, that's probably one of the reasons why they're so far down, because he's lost a whole bunch of stuff. He's on 3 mass a second. Not doing well for Zelda. He does have gun and stealth on board, though. That's one of the reasons why Team 2 is so far down. Everybody else pretty much is either at 100 or a little bit below that. We do see Randy Savage is at 300 mass a second, and then Team 2, the leader, is Hyper at 235. Looks like he's just expanding his air grid as we speak. He is known for doing nukes, or building nukes and whatnot, so I'm keeping that aware. We do see Hyper going for advanced nano. He's back up to full HP, and he has the splash upgrade on board, so maybe a potential walking down of a commander from Team 1 is on the cards. And I will note, and I probably will jinx it for somebody, 22 minutes, 22 seconds on the clock. Nobody has died. Nobody has left the game for connection issues or whatever else. Everybody is still in the game in a crazy chaos Saturday. So, love to see it, which just means more players will die soon. That's just what that means. Team 2, Zelda kind of being surrounded by some... Harmon just doesn't really have the power to overcharge, or does he? No, he doesn't have the power to overcharge. And he's being shot up by a gunship. That's been dealt with, but he does get... he gets back up in the yellow and back down into the red. 17 and falling, 16 and falling. We have a bleeding on this western side from Team 2's Zelda. It's just, he's getting ran over by Johnny. We do see more units pushing in now against Rekather's position. And Zelda's still alive. It's chasing down those units from Team 1's Johnny. Kill for easy win, says Ryfoon, going after Big Bang. And it looks like forces from not only Ryfoon but also from Average are inbound. Looks like the middle players aren't engaging one another directly. They're going around other ways. We have forces over here from Dead Six as an example. So they're not engaging one another directly besides just that tic-tac-toe match. For whatever reason, that happened. We do see Big Bang. Probably should be fine. He does have some wall section bricks here. He has a T3 shield soon to happen. Again, it has to go ED1, then ED2, then ED3, and then at ED4 it's a T3. Then he can go for ED5 if he so chooses to do so. A couple of those mexes. I think that one will probably die. And there are some E-storages. That one might get hit. And I would presume Rekather would just move in to intercept with his commander, but he's not doing that as of right now. ASF starting to coagulate for Team 2. We do see transport dropping off. I guess some Harbingers are trying to pick them up or do something with them, and they get shot down. 2v1 says Big Bang, and they are getting pushed in here. Hyper, he's going for it. He has a a Percy escort, more like he's escorting the Percys. Gunships are inbound for Hyper 2001's comm. I do want to zoom out just for a second to check on the Harbingers. They dealt with that T3 mechs. They killed off a couple of P-gens. T3 area quarters is in jeopardy. That's not going to be great. We're going to go back here. It is Hyper versus Rick. Again, it's gun, splash. There's a regular gun upgrade, then splash upgrade, then advanced nano. Rick is losing hit points by the hundreds at this point. And Rip says dead 6, probably talking about either the air grid or the comm. And the explosion happens to the west. Amaterasu is defeated by Frost Monster. And there goes Team 1's Rick. Strap bombers over the top of Hyper 2001's comm. And it looks like Blarg might have even stolen that kill from Hyper. But on the western side, we do see Frost Monster kills off Amaterasu. 25 minutes on the clock and 2 players have already been killed off. Strap bombers counter are inbound. How many of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them are inbound. Looks like the remaining forces have been dealt with. He did keep his T3 area quarters, but lost a couple of P-gens. That's unfortunate. And those strap bombers are... they will drop a payload. It's going to take essentially 9 to kill him. 1, 2... And Zelda Fanboy is killed off by Randy Savage. And kind of just barely missed that kill. And Frost actually dodges a couple of them, to be honest, and those bombers do not get a second pass. So a little bit... Oh, no, there's some down here. I don't know if they got a second pass or first pass for that matter. Strap bombers will drop a payload on top of the forces, it looks like. No, they're going to go after the comm. And they do hit him for 6,000 damage. So we have a dead player here, a dead player here, and a dead player here. We have Hyper continuing to just push the eastern front now for Ryphoon. And Team 2 has lost a huge section of their western front. They have multiple sets of mechs down. Team 2 is going to probably scatter the map for reclaim and whatnot. This base is probably going to be the next target for Team 1 to go after and eliminate that front line, especially with the Omni there. That's a huge intelligence gathering operation for Team 2. They see almost the entire map with that, at least in terms of intelligence for little icons and whatnot. I don't mean to click that again. We do see Hyper guarding his comm with his ASFs. He's now on 5-star vet, 17,000 hit points, and actually 17,000 mass killed and climbing. Strap bomber not going after Ryphoon. They're not going... Did that one miss? It just didn't go after the comm. It went a little bit further northward. A couple of missile launches. I feel like maybe the strap bomber could have just grabbed that, but I guess not. Laser started for Team 2's Big Bang. Is he going to go for cloaking? Missiles are inbound. There is some TMD here, so that doesn't do a whole lot. Shielding is being assisted. It's at ED4 now. Doesn't look like it's going to go to ED5. And Hyper looks like he's falling back to intercept Ryphoon's commander almost. Ryphoon is falling back to go back to more the middle of the map. But now it is a 6v5 in favor for Team 1. We have... Technically, Amaterasu was the first kill. Then it was Rick very shortly after. And then it was Zelda afterwards. And in terms of eco, Team 1 still in the lead, 1.6 to 1.3 in favor, so let's say a healthy 250. And that laser is done. He is going to, I think, charge forward just with the nano. And looks like some flak running around to deal with a couple of just air scouts and interceptors and whatnot. Give to Rex is Amaterasu talking about this base, about Big Bang. And is he going for a nuke yet? Nope, not yet. Oh, nope, that's an E-storage. No nuke yet. We shall see. Laser has been pointed out by Ryphoon. And he's going to go that way. And Hyper's going to go that way. Is Team 2 aware of the comms? They don't know that that is the comm. They just know that's a unit of some kind. Big Bang, don't be a Russian. Yours, sorry. There he goes. Looks like it's transferred over to regular. We have just a lot of spam inbound from Johnny. Lots of furs. Probably just going after engineers. And again, very much an easy mop-up operation for Team 2's gunships. Nothing really too crazy. Mikey Wood in the middle of the map. Maybe he'll link up with the comm with the dual lasers. One from the comm, one from Mikey Wood, of course. And there are some bricks here. Not enough to stop it with the additional bricks from Dead 6. But now we see more direct confrontation between the two purple players of the match. And how's the air grid? Nice and thin here for Team 1. Not doing a more boxy form. They're doing a very elongated rectangle. That's nice to see. And we do see a couple of gunships over the top. They are going to get chewed up a little bit by the AA. There's some Sky Slammers and some AA on board the Monkey Lord as well. So between the two of them, looks like that's going to be somewhat enough to deal with it. ASFs are inbound to help assist with the gunship denial. And then we do see the running over for Johnny Jr. just constantly pushing in, doing very well in pushing in on that western front. And just creating a huge bank of just T1 spam. Just either Furfur or Thistles or Aurora or something. A couple of Harbingers mixed in there, but it's mainly T1s. We do see some Obsidians, which of course I love to see because they are a very great unit. Janus over the top, going to bake that Monkey Lord in Holy Fire. And bricks, intercepting other bricks. Monkey Lord's at almost 1-star vet. He's going to try to stay away from the other group that's inbound from the west. And I don't think that Monkey Lord's going to escape the front line. Jane is continuing to just pummel that Monkey Lord. He's at 1-star vet now and climbing. We have T1 bomber spam inbound from Randy. That's going to really rip those Monkey Lord hit points apart. What is air, says Dead 6. And will he get T2 veterancy? Almost. And Dead 6 control Ks, actually. Looks like some forces were inbound from Team 1 anyways. Maybe they would have killed him. He did have gun and stealth at least. I think he had nano as well, so he might have been fine, but maybe decided. Oh, no. Drop. That was that would have been. Ooh, that would have not been great. It's the green ASFs versus the green ASFs. So my favorite color being forest green versus the... I like emerald green. It's not a bad color, but I do prefer the more darker green. And not good engagement from Hyper in that regard. Kind of a mixed bag, to be honest, but Team 1 wins the fight in that regard. We have that splash gun nano upgrade comm from Hyper moving in to intercept the forces from Johnny. Now he's pushing more directly eastward, not more at the southeast angle. Team 1, 2,000 mass. Team 2, 1.6. Forces from Bank Bang pushing into Ryfoon's original base, or main base, or first base. He does have a base here from Rick to assist with Eco, of course. Team 2's leaders in Eco is Big Bang at 580, and then Randy's at 590, 580 as well. Mikey Wood Online helps deal with the remaining forces, at least there. We have tons of Furfurs just running amok for Team 1. And there it is. 30 minutes. It was 30 minutes. He probably started it at 28 maybe, but there's the nuke. Does Team 1 have any sort of big plans? We have an SACU online. It's the Rambo preset. Lots of hit points for that guy. 42,000 total. We have Strap Bombers inbound. Are they going for the T3 land headquarters? They're going for South. No, they're going for Ryfoon's commander. Again, he has the shield online, so it has 19,000 additional hit points on top of all the other stuff that he has. So 18,000, so 37. Looks like the bombers, some of them are going to get maybe a second drop. Oh, one or two maybe. ASFs are inbound from the emerald green of the Saddlecrout to assist, and Ryfoon drops almost all of his shielding. But the Brick Force is just running amok. Cloaking started for average. He does have the laser on board. Those bricks are going to be in for a nice surprise. But Ryfoon's main base is gone. He does have a secondary base, and he's still UEF. So he still gets those Perseus and whatnot. But he's losing access to a base at a minimum with all its eco and whatnot. SMD has been built and double loaded already for Randy. So they're definitely aware of something going on for Team 1. I thought that was a Mavor for some reason. I was gonna say something. We do see some gunships moving in to intercept. They are restorers, but they're better than nothing. And they're actually no, there isn't a nuke been spotted. That nuke will probably go unawares before Team 2 launches. Cloaking has been spotted by somebody on Team 2. And sorry, the cloaking laser. Cloaking has been canceled. And P-gens, oh, don't stand next to those. That's not a good thing. A little bit of AoE volatile explosions, but between two commanders and one with a laser on board, this should be more than enough. And the gunship's constantly raining in. But a whole base is gone. They could have actually maybe gone northeast and wiped out Ryfoon entirely in terms of everything he owns, but looks like they wanted to go for average. We do see Monkey Lord assisted by a heavy amount of bricks, and they're inbound for Big Bang's position. Cloaking not online for Big Bang, only gun and nano. So definitely probably wants to deal with that monkey sooner rather than later. SMD is... Oh, they didn't grab the SMD. It did take some damage, but they did not kill it off. SMD over here, that's probably going to load in time before Team 2's nuke. So I think the most guaranteed one is going to be here. There is an SMD planned, but not planned soon enough. Looks like Monkey Lord's moving in to intercept. Monkey Lord Calm is out there. It's 2 lasers versus 1. And look at all the spam. And the ASFs from Team 1 are just sitting here hanging out next to all of it. Hyper's down here waiting for them to intercept. We have 2 monkeys and a Mega now in the middle of the map here. Team 2 has been down on eco for pretty much the entire match, but they're doing pretty well on units, to be fair. But Team 1, again, that extra eco is definitely going to help things out. Novak spotted by Amaterasu. Looks like it's being built by Randy. It is being built by Randy. And Monkey Lord engaging Monkey Lord. If the comm can get in there soon enough, he might be able to save a chunk of hit points. Bricks are coming in to assist as well. Actually, no, he's going to be like, nah, I'm not going to worry about it. Lol, says Ryfoon, talking about the bricks, I guess, not helping out. ACU, of course, from Rick has been spotted. Gunships going after Rick's comm. There is a lot of AA nearby. Both Flak and T3 love the mix, especially when you're dealing with gunships. But that's a lot of gunships. Again, Restore is not known for the air to ground, so it is essentially keeping Big Bang alive. If they were broadswords, he might have been dead already. But they are not. And those Restorers are getting chewed up by that Flak and T3 mobile AA. Oof. I mean, Big Bang does drop to about 50%, so just imagine if they were broadswords. Oof, that'd be nuts. He probably would be dead by now, like I said. Move your ASF. They all died to Flak, and they did take some losses in that regard. But you see a Team 1's average moving in on the northern side of that base. Big Bangs, I'm just not going to engage. It's not worth it. Or at least get behind the Monkey Lord. Fat Boy online for Team 2's Eastern player, Blarg. He's pushing in on this northern side. And maybe going after this base. Again, that nuke probably go after Ryfoon's now new base. Or now new main base. Yup. Going right for it. Right there. He's going to grab probably the T3 land headquarters. He probably will get a couple of pigeons as well. He might grab this as well. He's going to probably grab a whole bunch of stuff. It's going to be a huge nuke in terms of killing stuff off. But in terms of eco, Team 1 starting to pull away again. 2.1 to 1.5, so about 500 in Team 1's favor, bar the 250 or so that they had earlier. In terms of comms left alive, we have 1 player from Team 1 down, 3 players from Team 2 down, 2 being kills, 1 of them being a departure. And it's going to be now, again, a 6v4. Let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game at 34 minutes. And that tic-tac-toe match is starting to prove at least a little bit of things, right? Could be a red herring or whatever, but who knows? Maybe it's more of a purple herring, I think. Satellite is online for Team 1. SMD now almost at 3 loaded. Tons of mass fabs being built. That nuke would do so much mass kills or mass destruction, whatever, for Team 2. And that SMD not even nearly going to be built yet. The nuke's going to launch immediately. Not really being heavily assisted, at least not passively, not deliberately, not actively. That's the word I was looking for. It's being assisted more passively with all the P-gens. Teleporter started for Rekethur, getting the bigger of the 2 upgrades out of the way first. There's the nuke. It's going to land. Unless it changed targets in a couple of seconds before it launched. It's going to go after that base, and it's going to be not great for Team 1's Eastern Front. We have 2 monkeys, 2 crabs. Where did another monkey? Oh, and another monkey up there. I was going to say that monkey's still alive somewhere. Huge amount of spam from Johnny. I don't know what his plan is. He is getting a GC online here shortly. I don't know if all the spam is going to help with that. Team 2 has a lot of, again, Percy's, not bricks. They're not good at dealing with a large volume of units. They're mainly dealing with, smaller quantities, but a lot of HP units versus just a lot of, tinfoil war or spam. Engineers are fleeing the scene because they know they see it, and that nuke is going to land. Let's see if the T3 land headquarters is going to be taken out, and it is. Kaboom! Some of the mass storages gets hit as well. Sorry, E storages gets hit as well. That's rough. That's 4 mexes down. Those are the core mexes for that base as well. The mass fab is down. The T3 land headquarters is down. That's all a huge loss. Let's say 80,000 mass for Hyper. Really? Only 48? That's way less than I thought. And I guess it is. It just seems a little low, but that's just... Again, sometimes I overestimate, sometimes I underestimate. ASF's going to engage between Rekethur and Team 2's Hyper versus Team 1's the sauerkraut. Looks like there's really no ASFs from Team 1's Randy Savage. He's protecting his base to the north with him and actually has them out a little bit further out for Ryfoon's base. And the AA is going to be decent for, of course, the Restorers going after the ASFs, but Team 2 has a lot more ASFs, so they should get chewed through pretty quickly. The Megalith is just getting a little bit bullied by the Thistles and the Furfurs. Thistles aren't shooting at him, but still getting bullied, being surrounded, being outnumbered. And we did see some missiles inbound from Team 1. Looks like they're maybe trying to target... I don't know if they're targeting the crab. Again, it is the hardest land experiment to hit in terms of missiles, because if you target where the unit is currently, it actually will hit the ground and not the experimental. You have to essentially target like a little bit behind it. Oh, you see some of the missiles, they hit the ground and they don't do anything. So you really have to essentially impact that that crab. We do see the Fat Boy did take some damage, but the Janus, the Novaks, the Nothas. The Nothas are the ones that are going after the Fat Boy. It looks like the ASFs just split in between them all. That's unfortunate. And there goes that. Oof. That's gonna hurt. Big ball of AA. That's more like big ball or big ground square. Because usually I think of when I think of that big air ball or whatever. Nuke, how we looking on reloading? It's closing in. 2-star vet though, so you know there's that 48k HP. So the sauerkraut talking about hyper. Well, actually, his regen's right back straight to 50. So you know he's only on 48k for a little bit, just a little bit loss of HP just for a moment. And again, the Nothas, they directly impact that, so it makes a little bit of a difference. Imagine if they hit the ground, it just wouldn't do anything. T3 started and almost done here for Tesarko. He has ARAS and sensor package online. Shielding starting to be built for Team 1's. Randy for his everything, so love to see that. Okay, see, I was joking about the Mavor. Like, oh, that looks like a Mavor. That's where he built the Fat Boy, and that's where he's building the Mavor. So I was kind of joking about that. Did I joke it into existence? Who knows? If Team 2 does kill off the SMD there and there, it could be a direct line of sight weapon or a direct line for that nuke from Team 2. Yeah, that's... Nah, I don't think that one will grab it. I think it'll be close, but it probably won't. That might be the next two targets for Team 2. Tac nuke started here for Ryfoon, getting the Billy nuke now online. Surprised we haven't seen it sooner, to be honest. We have Megaliths being surrounded, targeted by brick walls. Nuke is inbound from Team 2 once again from Hyper. Now the question is, pretty much everything else is SMD protected. What does he go after? Oh, pretty much everything except for Johnny over here to the west. He was not protected by an SMD. That is unfortunate. SMD made a comment by Rick saying, hey, build SMD in my old base. T3 artillery spotted by Big Bang and a nuke for him as well. Look at that, just embedded nuke in that PGen alignment. Oof, that's just super volatile is what that is. Line being drawn. I don't know if he's talking about the path or not, but that base for Johnny is not looking good. 2.7 to 1.9. Randy is at almost 900 mass a second. And the second player even close to that is Big Bang to Sauerkraut's almost at 500. And there goes the nuke for Team 2. Kaboom! Probably a little bit less, of course. Didn't kill off as much stuff. Didn't kill off the comm. In terms of total mass, 72. So actually not as bad as I thought. I thought it'd be 20,000, but it ended up being 27. It was 48 or rounded up to. So what is that, 26? 24? It was 24 mass. So 24,000 mass. A little bit more than I thought. That'd be like 20 or so. But Megalith just charging head forward. Bricks in there. We have AA in there. We have ASFs. ASFs shooting down some Nothas. What? Personal nuke? What does that mean? I don't know. They felt that was personal. To be fair, everywhere else besides this is shielded by an SMD. So I don't know if it was targeted specifically. It's just, it was a nice target to go after, I guess. Artillery is starting to land. And that air grid, it wasn't really cascadable when it was just a thin line. It's kind of cascadable now, to be honest. And especially in this block right here. We have shielding being built constantly. Obviously, the Mavor is already close to almost 50%. It's closing in on, I think it's already at 33%. because it's over 3,000, which means it's at 37.5% at a minimum. So probably about 40%. For some reason in school, I learned the fraction, the decimals for eighths. Don't know why eighths, but it would obviously, I think halves, quarters, and eighths are the ones that I know the most. And then obviously third is 33, and then 5 is 20, and then 7 is the weird one. 6 is like 16 something. It's like, I think it's 1.6. I think it's 1.6. And there goes a chunk of that air grid. Randy Savage, as I'm talking about fractions and decimal conversions and whatnot. Power is still fine, so that's not bad. Not great, but there's a teleport. There it is. We have Rakithor teleporting in with the cloaking laser commander. He's not really doing damage. Now he's doing damage. Oh, ooh, that's going to be bad. No, the shield keeps it alive for a little bit longer. He does take his own damage because he was, doing damage to the pigeon in front of his face. Oh, Cascade. Oh, there he goes. He dies to the Cascade or the Strats or both. I think a little bit of both. Randy gets the kill on Rakithor, but he kills off a huge chunk of that mass fab farm. And then Randy drops to 700 mass a second. It's now a 6v3 in favor for Team 1, still at a 2-1 advantage. We have satellites focusing on other targets now. We have a second artillery being built and a third one as well simultaneously for Big Bang. The nuke is still alive, and it's loaded, and it's firing. Where's it going? It's going northward. It's going over here to the east, and that's going to get blown up. Not going after the mixes, though, which is a little surprising. Nuke is outbound. How's that Mavor doing? It's over 50%. How is his power consumption? Oh, yeah, it's not great. Getting some overflow from his teammates, and that's not looking good. It was a loss for Team 2, but it wiped out a ton of mass. I think it's 17 mass per, 16 mass. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oof. That's, we'll just say it's like 200 mass probably. Again, it does cut down on the power consumption because mass fabs need power, but, there's that. Maybe we're 70% help Randy, says Rick. There's 10 strats. I don't want to get strat snipes, says Randy, undefended. Probably talking about air fighting and whatnot. With this going on, Team 2 starting to stack up their ASF quite nicely. I can kill artillery, says Ryfoon. With what? I don't know what you're going to target. Team 2 has their own satellite online to the east. And explosion. There goes the nuke. Is that an SACU explosion? Most likely there is a nuke built for Team 1. It's being loaded as we speak. Kaboom! Doesn't kill off a whole lot like the first one did, but not that bad. Spy planes are inbound to get a read out what Team 2 is up to. Oh, please don't hit your own spy planes. That would definitely be unfortunate. Kills off that T3 mechs. And the power is down. The shields are down because of the power. Oof. That was almost a bad. Oh, it's not. It's back and forth. Oh, it's not doing well. And that Crab and other forces are inbound. Team 2's at 2 artilleries now. Crab being built pretty darn quickly. And they're going to spam something up immediately. What are we going on down here? This is Rekithor's old base. So he gets a whole influx of mass there. 1.1k. He's the mass leader for Team 2 and the game. He's been the mass leader for Team 2. And we have a little bit of scorching on the eastern side of that December air grid. His shields are being assisted. I do sense a possible cascade. He does have a couple of mass fabs, strapped in between the lines. Kind of almost like an H, but not really. But the shielding is falling. Oh, it hits a pigeon. Again, it's a little cascading. But there's also shielding mixed in, which, obviously I love to see. But that's not looking too hot. I don't want to focus on this too much because we see this is inbound. That crab is done. We have a couple of Percy's inbound. There's a couple of also some Riptides in there because why not? ASF's engage. There's AA here. Nuke is... Oh, that nuke is going to hit, I think, a little bit too shallow or a little bit too north. If the crab's going to start to... Oh, no, the crab's going to back up. We have the comm of Big Bang inbound to protect his stuff. Personally, we have multiple monkeloids being built at the same time. That artillery still being focused on that nuke. Actually, I thought I was not in the right place. It's in the right place. That is a forced retreat from Team 1 or from Team 2 onto Team 1. And kaboom! Nice point defense nuke from Team 2. And it looks like the Mavor is now newly minted. Artillery has killed off a huge chunk of the air grid for Team 1. So they've pretty much dealt with all of the air besides maybe a couple of facilities from Randy and a couple of them from DeSauerkraut, but not like they had it earlier. We have satellites inbound. The shielding is... Oh, it's falling. Oh, it's falling. And that artillery probably will go down because of the Mave or a Big Bang. I think he lost his SMD. Where is that Apocalypse nuke launcher? Unless it's dead. It is not dead. Nuke is inbound once again from Team 2's Hyper. Oh, they're focusing the Pigeons. Oh, they need to get the shielding. The Mavor is probably focusing on that, to be honest. We have SACU, Rambo presets inbound. The Percy's almost dealt with that. The shielding almost back. Is that almost back online? It's almost back online. Kill power grid, says Rai Foon. And that nuke is outbound 83,000 mass. That one's outbound westward. Oh, it's going to land right in front of that Mega within a huge just lines in the sand there. Kaboom! Wipes out a huge chunk of forces there. Does do damage to the Mega with. Nuke is inbound from Team 2's Big Bang now. It's going northward, going after this position. There's dual SMDs here. This one is already loaded, so that's going to be shot down. I think the first nuke actually shot down in the game. And Fat Boy is in full retreat. This base for Big Bang not looking good. And I think that Mavor might seal the deal for Team 1. It is a huge back and forth between these two teams. Team 1 has only lost Rick. And there's one telemacer possibility for Big Bang, but I don't think it's going to work. There's PD, there's PD, there's PD, another satellite, PD. Yeah, that's not going to work. More shielding. Oh, SMD not shot down in time. The nuke, of course, was already shot down. Surprisingly enough, only one artillery was killed off here. Looks like they're focusing the nuke, which that's not looking good. Is there anything back here that I didn't notice? More mass fabs.
Strategic launch detected.
Ooh, Hyper, you're standing next to Pigeons and a nuke. That's going to blow up. Ooh, but he is fine. Again, he has the advanced nano 50,000 hit point nonsense. So there is that to consider. But he took almost a direct shot, and he's like, yeah, it's fine. Another nuke inbound, this time from Team 1. The first one from Team 1 looks like it's going after this. SMD's not loaded in time, which means boom for that Apocalypse nuke launcher. Unless it overshoots it. No, it's not. It just looks like it is. Northern side, yeah, there's not really any loss there realistically. Team 2 was doing very well holding off on land, but I think the Mavor being built and just crushing this position definitely is not helping things. Here comes the nuke. Kaboom! A tiny bit of friendly fire, but I don't think Team 1 cares at this point. Nuke kills off 166,000 mass. That is a great nuke from Team 1. Heavily, of course, assisted by the Mavor. The nuke is dead for Hyper. And Team 2's remaining players recall. And it looks like that tic-tac-toe match at the beginning of the game was not a red herring or purple herring. And Team 1 wins the game. MVPs. I mean, this helped out a ton. Even though it wasn't online for that much, you know, it knocked out an artillery piece, knocked out the S&D. The nuke came in and wiped it out. We had great nukes from Team 2. Obviously, a great nuke from the Sauerkraut. And Team 2 was fighting back. It looks like Average was actually up here with cloaking, going after a Megalith and some Monkey Lords. And I think Team 2 being down in eco for so long, it just eventually they just got steamrolled by the eco. There just wasn't, you know, they only could produce so much. They lost multiple players pretty early. So the APM was obviously siding with Team 1 quite. And I say, what? Why? Why are there 4 of them in a line? Why? Anyway. I did. Anyway. I think Randy, he did a pretty decent job with the air. Obviously, the Mavor helped a ton. Again, even though it wasn't online for very long, it, you know, crushed the nuke from Team 2's Hyper, and it helped crush the shielding and the SMD for Big Bang, and then the nuke wiped it out. And then those were their 2 big items. Yes, there was a Novax over here, but 1 satellite isn't a big deal. It's mainly, you know, 5 or 6 is really when it comes to even like 3 or 4 is when it starts to become a real annoying kind of more medium problem. But I think I'll give it to Randy this game. I think he did a pretty good job. He went for the Mavor. I think even somebody told him on Team 1 not to go for it. But it ended up being a nice thing to go for. And Team 2, like I said, they probably would have held ground. Even at this position, they were getting pushed in. But that nuke and that laser comm from Big Bang came in quite nicely. But there's just only so much they could do. So many holes to try to plug before the boat sinks. And there's just too many of them. But let me know. And I will note it's 47 minutes even on the clock. So that rarely ever happens. So I want to shout that out. Thanks so much for watching to the very end of the video. As always, thank you for watching. Again, please let me know down in the comments how you felt I could do better, what I did right, all that sort of stuff. I want to improve and do better, because the better quality content for everybody hopefully means more people watch, more people tell me how do I improve, and then it's just kind of a feedback loop, positive feedback loop. Sometimes they're bad feedback loops. That one's positive for me at least. So thank you so much, and I will see all of you in the next one.